Welcome to Scratch, and here we have an haunted house animation that we're going to create today. Let's just explain a little bit about Scratch. On the right hand side we've got the stage, that's the scene. You can see I've got 3 characters on there at the moment. In the middle is where we put the scripts, on the left hand side of the blocks that we move into the scripting area by dragging and dropping. They're all colour coordinated, and I'll go through them when we get to the blocks. Now underneath the scene you can see I have a number of what we call sprites. These are characters that we place on the scene, characters or objects. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to position each character onto the scene, and I'm going to use blocks to do this. So to start off with, I'm going to show you the events. These are the yellow blocks. These are what we start a script off with, so I'm going to start with when green flag is clicked, and you can see above the scene there's a little green flag. So this starts an animation and the red stop stops an animation. Okay, so at the moment I've got when green flag is clicked and I'm on the boy, I've highlighted the boy, so I need to position him where I want him. Well, he's okay there, so I'm going to go to motion and down the blue blocks until I get to go to X and Y coordinates. I'm not going to go too much into X and Y coordinates today. This is just the positions. It's like an invisible grid behind the scene. Now at the moment this boy is at X is -45 and Y is -45. Now if I move him, so I'll move him over to the left, you can see in the motion blocks they go to X and Y coordinates have changed. Okay, so I need to position him exactly where I want him at the start, because it might be that he walks around the scene later on, or maybe runs around the scene and he's in a different position when it ends. So I want to make sure when the animation first starts this is where he is. So I'm going to bring out a go to X and Y coordinates. That's where I want him. I also want him to be visible when he is when the animation starts. So I'm going to go to looks and I'm going to go down to show. You can see the show and hide there. So go down to show. So when green flag is clicked he'll go to that position and he will be shown on the scene. I'm going to do the same thing for the girl. So down to events, when green flag is clicked, go to motion, make sure she's in the correct position, bring out a go to X and Y coordinates, and I also want her visible at the start, so I'm going to show her as well. The next one along is the knight, and at the moment you can't see the knight. Okay, if I click on him you can see whereabouts he is. Okay, just behind the ghost. If I want to see where he is, I can just go under the scene and you can see a little show, a little eye, and there I've got the eye. I'll just move the ghost out of the way. So the knight is here, and I need to position him where I want him to start. I'm going to position him to the right hand side, and I'm going to bring out an event. So when green flag is clicked, so I'm still doing the same thing. Go to motion, and this is the position I want him in, and this time I want to hide him, so I'm going to bring out a hide block. Okay, I only want to hide him for a second and then I want him to be visible. So if I go down to the control, which is the orange blocks right at the top, there's a wait 1 second, and then I want to show him. So go back to looks and show. Okay, so now when the animation starts he will go to that position, he will temporarily hide for a second, and then he will show. And now I want to make him run around the stage or run around the scene. So to do this I am going to go to the control blocks, the orange blocks, and you can see there's a number of loops here. I'm going to use this repeat loop. This means anything inside this repeat loop will repeat for a number of times. In this case it says 10. So I want him to move a few steps. So I'm going to go to motion, move 10 steps, and let me just play it and show you what he does so far. So move 10 steps and he's moved off the side of the stage. Now that's not what I want him to do. I want him to run backwards and forwards. So I'll go back to motion, blue blocks, go down to the bottom, if on edge bound, so I'll put that in. Okay, let's start him again. And there you can see he runs for 10 steps, 10 times. Okay, now if I just show you what he did, what 10 steps is like. Okay, so if I just go and run the animation without the repeat, so it's only 10 steps, just see how far he goes. Did you blink and miss it? Okay, he didn't go very far with 10 steps. So put the repeat round there, just move 10 steps, if on edge bounce. Okay, and 10 steps 10 times still isn't far enough, so I'm going to change the repeat to 100. Okay, and run the animation, and he bounces off the side, and then he stops. I want to hide him at that point, and then I want him to call the ghost out. So hide. Now the ghost is visible at this point. We don't want the ghost visible at the start, so we're going to code the ghost to disappear until the ghost receives a message from the knight. So first of all, we've got to make the knight send a message. So go to events again, the yellow ones. At the bottom you can see broadcast message, so send a message. Okay, so I'm going to broadcast this message, so click on that, new message, and I'm going to say your turn, ghost. Okay, right, so I've hidden the knight, I've broadcast a message to the ghost that it's his turn, so let's go on to the ghost and code the ghost. So click on the ghost, make sure it's highlighted. When green flag is clicked, I want to position him. Well, I'll position him at the top of the stairs, and I'll go to motion, go to X and Y coordinates, he's in the right position. I want him to hide initially, so I'm going to bring out a hide, and now I want him to appear when he receives a message from the knight. So go back to events, the yellow ones, and when I receive your turn, ghost. Okay, so that starts the script, then looks to show, so I want him to appear at the top of the stairs, and now what I want him to do is run down the stairs or glide down the stairs because he's a ghost. Okay, so to do this I'm going to use a repeat block again, so go to control and repeat. I'm only going to do it twice. Okay, repeat twice, and then I'm going to go to motion because that's move, but this time I'm going to use the glide 1 second too. Now if I bring this out, you can see at the moment it's at the same position as where he is, so I just take that back in there, and then I reposition him halfway down the stairs, bring out a glide, you'll see how it's changed. Okay, so put that in there, and then I want to say, okay, I want you to wait 1 second before you move again, and then motion, I'm going to move him down to the boy, so glide to that position, and then wait 1 second again. Okay, right, so at this point I want the ghost to disappear when it gets down to the bottom, and it might be that we then ask the ghost to send a message to the bat for the bat to appear, but let me just get a hide, and then we'll run this and see how it goes. So click the green flag, everything disappears, the knight runs on, calls the ghost comes down, a couple of times it goes back up and then back down, and then it should disappear. Fantastic. And then you can call on the bat. Okay, but that's code for you to do. Once you have completed this, do make sure that you keep saving it. File, save now. Now Scratch will automatically save it, but it might be that it hasn't saved it in time if you close it down, so just keep, it's better just to go file save just to be on the safe side. Okay, so file save. Once you've done that, there's a little orange button at the top. Okay, if you click on that, it says share. You need to share your project, so with friends or teachers. Click on the share button, and it should now say your project is now shared. You can put in instructions on here. I put click green flag. Okay, and what you want to do, highlight the web address, right click, copy, and then you can send that link to your friends, but you can only send a link if you have shared your project. To share your project, you do need to make sure that you have confirmed your email address with Scratch. Right, have fun.